It's time. It's time, guys. It's time. We're what, 5 days away from the big game between Jackson State and South Carolina State, that previous matchup in the 2021 Celebration Bowl Championship between these two teams that's going to take place in the MEAC-SWAC Challenge this upcoming weekend. I know you're ready. I know you got your tickets, right? You got your tickets, right? You're going to be in the place to see this thing firsthand, in person, right? I know you got your tickets. Please tell me you got your tickets. But you know what? The question many people want to know is exactly who's going to be out there on the field playing this time around, because there's going to be a lot of different new faces out there that was not there in the previous matchup between these two teams. Now, don't get me wrong. There's still going to be a couple of players that were on those teams previously that's going to still be playing in this game. And guys, you know what? The $1 million question is everybody trying to figure out who's going to be Jackson State quarterback. Well, you know what? Coach going to go ahead and get on into it. You know I got to talk about it right after this. Coach back at it again, 10 toes down, about to tell you how it all went down. This is Tomorrow Leader Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you get all upcoming videos. For all my leaders out there, welcome back. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the routine. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, share these videos, and tap in the free to tell them to come on in. It's nothing but positive vibes. We're just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. And don't forget, you can follow us on all social media platforms. The links are listed down below in the description. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump on in this thing. Because I'm like, Coach, who you got leading this team out here onto the field as the signal caller? I'm going to be honest with you. Jackson State is going to look a lot different this upcoming season. I think you guys heard me say this in the past 1 or 2 videos. I talked about South Carolina State as far as who's going to be their leading signal caller out there on the field, because you know what? Head coach Buddy Pugh, he made it apparent that Corey Fields is going to be his guy. And I mean, when you look at Jackson State, you look at all of the new players coming into the program, just like South Carolina State, they got a lot of new players coming into their program as well. And you got to continue to keep building things in a manner in which you're looking to build them. Right now, South Carolina State, they had a down season in which they're trying to bounce back from their down season because there's a lot of injuries out there. Corey Fields, I believe, was one who was injured. Jablonski Green, he was another individual that was injured, with a couple other folks out there that played on the team as well last year that were injured. And everybody's looking now to get back healthy, to get out there on the field and showcase exactly what they can do. Now, from a Jackson State standpoint, there's going to be a lot of, players that's on the team. Remember, they got 12 individuals that's coming back from that Celebration Bowl championship last year. That Celebration Bowl team last year, they got 12 players that's coming back this upcoming season. Now, yes, they're going to be scattered around on each side of the ball. People are going to try to figure out, okay, what exactly is this person going to do? How that person going to fit? Will this person be a part of different packages or schemes or whatever have you? How will head coach T.C. Taylor get these young men involved in the game? Well, I'm going to be honest. When I looked at a few things here, I said, you know what? Head coach T.C. Taylor, when he lost a lot of those athletes in the transfer portal, who decided to move on because Deion Sanders was no longer there. He left, went to Colorado. You heard me say that in the last video too. He left and moved on, and that's fine. A lot of those individuals, they wanted to go with him. That's fine. There's some who did not go with him. That's fine. But head coach T.C. Taylor, being named the new head coach over the Jackson State Tigers football team, had to put in place his staff, as well as making sure he had the athletes in place to get out there and compete. And it seems like head coach T.C. Taylor did exactly that. What he did was he got out there, and you heard me say this previously, he has the number 2 ranked FCS recruiting class for 2023. So you got to give coach T.C. Taylor a round of applause for that. And with having that type of class, that means you got to have the type of athletes that's coming into your program that's going to be instant success as far as what you're looking to do on either side of the ball, either on the offensive side or defensive side of the ball. And like I said, that one big question has always been who's going to be the signal caller. Listening to a lot of people, have conversations as far as what they think Jackson State is going to do this year, it got me wondering. Some folks didn't really check the man's resume as far as what he had going on for himself prior to getting his head coaching position. I mean, Coach did win multiple championships with North Carolina Central when he was coaching over there in the MEAC. If you look at the staff for Jackson State, that staff is built with some of those coaches that either coached at coached at North Carolina Central at one point in time, or previously was at North Carolina Central, decided they wanted to come to Jackson State and coach with their favorite coach, or coach with a coach that they enjoyed coaching with, who had that same type of philosophy as them when they were coaching together over there previously at North Carolina Central University. As a coach, I can't coach with everybody. Why I say this is because everyone's philosophy is not the same. Many times when you look at coaches out there on the sideline, you see a lot of bickering going on, or you see a lot of attitudes, and you see how things just go in a different direction. The athletes will see it in practice because you got one coach want to overrule a call that this coach is doing, or you have another coach who feels that because he's the head coach, the offensive coordinator wanted to run a play to possibly get the team back, get the team back in the game or give the team an opportunity to win a game. He decided, hey, we ain't running that. We're not going to go with that play. We're going to go ahead and go with something else. And then when the play gets shut down, who gets blamed for it? The offensive coordinator. Because the head coach ain't going to take that heat. But I say all of that to say, when I'm looking at what's going on right now with head coach T.C. Taylor, and, I'm sitting here with you see the smirk on my face right now, because it kind of reminds me of a coach that I ran across some years ago when I was coaching against. And coach would always have his demeanor about himself where he would just, he'd sit back, he'd just evaluate. And that's basically what I've been saying to everybody in the beginning, is that coaches evaluating everything that's being said, everything that's going on around the program, so that, he'll move at the right time. But what I'm looking at right now is who's going to be that guy that's going to be out there calling the plays for Jackson State this upcoming season. Because you got to understand one thing. As I stated previously, head coach T.C. Taylor coached against head coach Buddy Pugh while he was at North Carolina Central. So head coach Buddy Pugh understands what to expect from head coach T.C. Taylor over at Jackson State this go around. And one thing for certain is that he understands that that team is going to be led a lot different than what they saw previously. Yes, Jackson State had all of the athletes out there on the field that could just get out there, blow the doors off that thing. As far as a talent standpoint, you've heard everyone say this, and I said it the other day in the previous video. But when talent ain't getting coached, coaching beats talent. And that's what happened. Yeah, I know everybody will say, dang, coach, but you was a Deion Sanders. Listen, I enjoyed what Deion Sanders did for HBCU sports as far as, hitting it with that lightning rod where not everybody want to focus in and watch. Not saying that people weren't watching before, but what I'm saying is that now you have someone that's out there that want to kind of be, I don't want to necessarily say the bad guy, but you gotta market this thing in a manner in which you're gonna get people driven to want to come see what you're talking about. Kind of like the story with Muhammad Ali back in the day, where Muhammad Ali was beating up on all these daggone boxers, and he's talking a gang of trash. And there's this one patron that stated, it was a lady, excuse me, that she walked up to Muhammad Ali after the fight in the tunnel, and Muhammad Ali said, I've seen you at every fight. And the lady basically said, yeah, I'm coming to every fight because one fight I'm going to come to, somebody going to whoop your behind. And in this instance, that's what happened twice to Jackson State. They got it. They took a blistering against South Carolina State, who they already played this upcoming weekend. And they lost a nail biter to North Carolina Central last season. I say all of that to say, head coach T.C. Taylor is not looking to rebuild the Jackson State Tigers football program. You got to understand one thing. The offense itself last season averaged 40 points per game. I'm not saying they're going to average 40 points per game. I'm not saying that they're going to light up the scoreboard as far as with just knocking teams off like they did last season. I'm not saying that at all. Do they have athletes over there? They freaking do. You better go back and look at their roster to see exactly what's there. Comb the roster from top to bottom to see exactly what head coach T.C. Taylor brought into the program. But when I look at what the two-time SWAC champions have right now as far as signal callers, I had to look at these quarterbacks just to get an understanding of, okay, who could possibly be that guy? And I went through and looked at every quarterback, because every last one of the quarterbacks that they have on the roster right now 247 Sports is considering them as a pro-style quarterback. Grayson Thompson, who's been with the program, he's a great quarterback. I mean, like I said, he played some great ball at Denton Braswell High School, but he hasn't gotten much time out there on the field to show exactly what he could do. This young man, I don't know if he's quite ready to get out there on the field because, like I said, there's not anything to really gauge him on. So I could be wrong. This young man could be one of those guys that's out there lighting folks up at practice, in which people are really sitting there saying, man, hey, this is the sleeper. Y'all better watch out for him. But now when I look at the next young man, in which this young man was the guy that I had pegged to say he was going to come in there, do what he needed to do. He's going to handle business. He's going to be that guy, which is none other than Mr. Phillip Short, who played at Holmes Community College. He has range with that ball. I mean, this young man can throw that ball a ton. He has good touch on the ball, but I honestly feel, looking at some things that I saw just in his previous videos, you know, as far as his previous film, I was thinking that maybe he might need just a little bit of polishing as far as we get them together. Because like I said, this young man definitely can get out there and ball, but the question is he ready to go now? That's what people don't, you know, we have to have that tough conversation to ask that. Is this young man ready to go right now? If I put him out there on the field right now, is he going to be able to do everything that I need for him to do? This is no knock against the young man. I'm just simply saying that I believe this young man is a baller, but I just think right now, I think he might need a little more polishing as far as before they put him out there on the field. Because again, you want him to be successful. You don't want him to go out there and it's like you have to build him back up because, you know, if a mishap or two here or there that, you know, has you know, the quarterback a little discombobulated. So I think this young man, I don't know. I mean, it could happen. I don't know. And when I say I don't know, that's like a strong, like, I got to sit back and weigh it a little bit to see exactly if that's the move that they want to go. Now, the next young man, Jacobian Morgan, transfer from Syracuse. Now, he was the 7th true freshman in program history to start at quarterback for the Syracuse Orangemen. Now, while at Syracuse, this young man played in 6 games. Threw the ball 50 times, completing 32 for two touchdowns and 2 interceptions. The only thing about it is that he didn't really have that much time out there as far as being on the field and doing the things that he needed to do. Like I say, he was there 3 seasons. So that's another thing that you're looking at as well, is like, okay, what exactly can this young man bring to the program? I can see him coming in there, like I said, learning the playbook, understanding, you know, exactly what the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, and head coach T.C. Taylor is requesting from him out there on the field. So this young man, I don't know. Like I said, if anything, I would more so put Phillip Short will probably be that guy that I see right now, you know, with these last 2 that I'm going to talk about, because like I said, it's just, you know, I'm just looking at what exactly are you going to be able to do out there on the field like right now. If they need somebody to come out there on the field right now that's going to be able to drive that ball down the field and do everything that they expected of them to do, will he be that guy? That's the $1 million question that we have right there, because like I said, his sample size is not that big. I'm going to be honest with you. There's a lot of talk about, who is that? Trey Lance, that's over San Francisco right now. They're talking as if like this young man played with 17, 18, 19 games while he was over at, one of the Dakota teams. I forgot, it was the South Dakota, North Dakota teams that he played for. This young man, now they're talking as if he didn't, you know, he needed more time to really develop himself. So like I said, it's just more so developing the athletes for them to be successful. Kind of like what Nick Saban does with the quarterbacks over at Alabama. You want to have a plethora of quarterbacks in your stable to make sure you're able to go ahead and continue to keep building those athletes up so that when they hit that field, there's no drop off in your offense. And you want to make sure you have that quarterback out there on the field, because we all know Coach Prime said himself when he left. I'm going to give you the recipe on how to win in SWAC, baby. And you got to have your quarterback that can spin it. Well, if he telling everybody that, then guess what? I think head coach T.C. Taylor might have heard and understood that clearly and said, guess what? I'll make sure I got my guys in here, because guess what? He played quarterback. So I'm sure he already knew that anyway. But we're going to move right on along. But looking at this next young man, McDonald, transfer from Louisiana Lafayette, played in 1 game. What shines the most about this young man is when he was in high school, this young man lit up the stat board like no other. I mean, again, another pro-style quarterback. This young man, like I said, As I stated previously, this young man threw for over 10,000 yards. He rushed for over 2,000 yards career-wise while he was at his high school. Career-wise while he was at Ridgeland High School. Like I said, he delivered above and beyond what any of the coaches could have ever asked or requested from him. So with that being said, it shows that this young man had the ability to do what needs to be done. But then it takes me back to, okay, what was the type of talent like during that time when he played high school football, at Ridgeland High School? Was it to the point where he can get out there and just showcase and do the things that he need to do? I'm not saying that this young man is not electrifying out there on the field. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that, is he ready right now? See, you're going to keep hearing me ask that question because of the fact that you're looking at a new head coach, 2-time SWAC champions. This team is looking to keep going up. They're saying it's up from here. They're not trying to slow down and do anything of that magnitude. They're trying to push this thing to where it needs to go. They're wanting to get over that hump to show and prove to everybody, as well as themselves, that they're more than capable of getting out here, winning the SWAC again, getting back to the Celebration Bowl, and doing what should have been done the last 2 times that they arrived there, in which it was not completed. Jason Brown, transfer from Virginia Tech. Now, looking at what Brown was able to do at Virginia Tech, it's going to leave a lot of you out there talking about, man, coach, you lost your freaking mind. Ain't no way in the world I'm putting this man out here on the field to come start for us. Nope. And I get it. I get it. But what I want you to do is let's go below the surface. Let's look at every stop where this young man has played prior to him arriving at Virginia Tech. Now, this young man played South Carolina. He played 7 games while he was at South Carolina. Now, this young man at St. Francis, this young man threw for over 3,000 yards, setting a passing and touchdown record. I believe the young man had 28 touchdowns, and I think he might have threw 6 interceptions in the season. I could be incorrect. But looking at what this young man was capable of doing, I said, okay, I can kind of see, I can see if Coach T.C. Taylor and the coaching staff decided this was our guy. I can see if they decided, hey, Zay McDonald, he's our guy. I can see where Phillip Brown, because like I said, the other 2 guys, Morgan as well as Thompson, I honestly feel that they still have some, they need a little bit more polishing to do. But those are the 3 that I see right there that could very well possibly be the starting quarterbacks of the team. My question to you is, who you got? Who do you see being the leader of the Jackson State Tigers football team, going out there being the signal caller in this game, in the MEAC-SWAC Challenge football game against South Carolina State? Head coach Buddy Pugh already stated Corey Fields is his guy. The question I have for you is, I've run down to you all 5 quarterbacks that are on the Jackson State Tigers football roster, at the point that all of them have been listed as pro-style quarterbacks. Now, my question to you is, which one are you going to go with? I know who I'm going to go with, and I'll go ahead and drop that dime to everybody later on in the week as far as the direction that I think things may go. But I would say this, when it comes down to having a signal call out there on the field, especially after your team has won multiple championships, you're not looking to do a rebuild. And I don't think that's something that head coach T.C. Taylor is looking to do. I honestly feel that there's a lot of folks out there that don't give head coach T.C. Taylor a little bit more credit as far as his coaching resume than what they do. I understand there's a lot of folks out there that, they just want to poke Jackson State however they can. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because when I look at some of the other quarterbacks that have come in from other big name schools that, they really didn't, they did some things, but they really didn't do that much. They had a knock against them. They were still lifted up as if they were going to be that one that was going to push their program forward. And right now, here we go again. We got another guy that's coming into a program in which everyone's waiting to see exactly what he's going to do. How is that guy going to produce for the Jackson State Tigers to get out here and be competitive in the SWAC this upcoming season? But I'll tell you guys this in closing. This Jackson State going to go 3-8 business. I want y'all to name me off the other 8 teams that y'all say going to beat Jackson State in the manner in which they're going to beat them this upcoming season. Because one thing for certain is this: if you don't have no confidence in the offense, you better have some confidence in that Jackson State defense, because that defense is coming. And not only that, but if you say Jackson State going to go 3-8, let me ask you this question. How many games you think Colorado going to win since the previous head coach is now gone? That's the 3-8 record right there. Put that on wax. I'll tell you that right now. They're going 3-8, if not 2-9. But hey, I'll say that for another time. I know y'all ain't come here for me to talk about no Deion Sanders over Colorado, because we'll say that for another time, because I think I have some folks upset with me, and we ain't trying to do that. This is a positive channel over here. We like to keep things moving and grooving in the manner which they need to. But guys, all I'm going to say to you is this. We all got naysayers as far as with any and everything that we do in life. And depending upon how we move and depending upon the moves that we make, we can either help the situation or we can crumble below the situation. And I think in this instance, I think that Jack State Tigers head coaching staff, I think that Jack State Tigers football coaching staff, led by none other than T.C. Taylor, I think this man is ready to shock some folks with what's coming next. We're only a couple days away, and I'm waiting to see exactly how all of this go pan out. I know I probably done bored a lot of you guys already with some of the information I already gave you, because it was in a couple of my other previous videos, but I was trying to lead it up for you guys to see what's going on. You know, my thought process as far as with everything that's happening. But hey, I hope y'all ready. I hope everybody's ready for this game, because it's going to be a damn good game. And I honestly feel that this game going to be close. So y'all get them predictions ready. Y'all get them ready. But Coach going to go ahead and get up on out this thing. But until next time, be the one and lead.